Welcome back to my channel, The Coins World. Today we dive deep into the fascinating story of the Philippine 10 Sentimo coin minted in 1977, a small yet powerful symbol of the country's history, economy, and culture. Though many may dismiss it as just a minor denomination, this coin carries decades of heritage and the spirit of a nation, navigating change and progress. So let's unlock the story behind this remarkable piece. The 10 Sentimo coin of 1977 belongs to the Ang Bagong Lipunan series, introduced during the administration of President Ferdinand Marcos. This series was part of his vision of a new society, reflecting both economic reforms and political symbolism. Every coin from this era was not merely currency but also a propaganda tool, designed to emphasize unity and a restructured national identity. In terms of design, the 197710 Sentimo coin proudly displays on its obverse the profile of Francisco Baltazar, also known as Francisco Balagtas, the great Filipino poet and literary figure often regarded as the Shakespeare of the Philippines. His image represented the importance of culture, literature, and national pride at a time when the Philippines was redefining its place in the modern world. The reverse side of the coin features the official seal of the Central Bank of the Philippines, along with the denomination and the year of minting. This seal symbolized economic stability, financial oversight, and the government's control of the monetary system during an era of major infrastructural and economic programs. The material of the 1977 10 Sentimo was aluminum, a lightweight metal chosen due to its affordability and practicality. During the 1970s, inflation and rising metal costs influenced the decision to use cheaper materials. Though this made the coin very light and often underestimated in daily use, it ensured that mass production remained feasible for such a low-value denomination. The Bagong Lipunan coins, including the 10 Sentimo, were widely circulated and became an everyday part of Filipino life. They jingled in the pockets of jeepney drivers, street vendors, and children buying sweets from sari-sari stores. These coins may have seemed insignificant, but collectively, they fueled daily commerce and represented the hard-working spirit of the Filipino people. Collectors today see the 197710 Sentimo as more than just pocket change. Its association with a politically turbulent period gives it historical depth. Marcos's new society was both praised and criticized, and coins like this one became silent witnesses to the struggles and aspirations of the Filipino nation. The portrait of Francisco Baltazar was not chosen by chance. His epic Florandi at Laura is considered a masterpiece that not only enriched Philippine literature but also symbolized resistance, resilience, and nationalism. By placing his image on the coin, the government aligned itself with cultural pride and national heroes. The choice of aluminum as the main metal led to one of the most distinct characteristics of this coin. Over time, these coins tended to corrode or become easily damaged, making well-preserved specimens harder to find today. This rarity factor increases their appeal to numismatists who value coins in pristine condition. The 1970s were a transformative decade for the Philippines. Infrastructure projects like roads, bridges, and cultural centers were built, while the political climate remained tense due to martial law. The 10 Sentimo circulated during this exact time, becoming a part of the everyday reality of millions of Filipinos. For the ordinary Filipino family, a few pieces of 10 Sentimo could mean extra rice, a ride on the jeepney, or small household goods. Though often overlooked, these coins added up and carried real purchasing power for those living in modest conditions. The coin also reflects a turning point in Philippine monetary design. It was one of the first series of coins to consistently emphasize the Bagong Lipunan inscription, tying the nation's currency directly to the political campaign of Marcos's administration. From a collector's perspective, the 197710 Sentimo coin holds moderate value depending on its condition. Circulated coins are common and inexpensive, but uncirculated or proof-like examples can fetch higher prices, especially among collectors specializing in Southeast Asian or martial law coinage. The coin also tells a deeper story of the Philippine economy. In the late 1970s, the peso experienced inflationary pressure, and smaller denominations like the 10 Sentimo gradually lost purchasing power. By the 1990s, such coins had become practically obsolete in daily transactions. Despite this, their historical and sentimental value only increased. Many Filipinos still remember the coin as part of their childhood or daily life, making it not just a monetary piece but also a cultural artifact. The artistic simplicity of the coin, with its clean portrait and official seal, represents a balance between honoring tradition and embracing modernity. It also highlights the Philippines' desire to project a strong cultural identity even in small denominations. Interestingly, the 1977 issue was part of a larger monetary reform effort. Coins of varying denominations were redesigned to promote the new society branding. This was not merely cosmetic but served as a way to link everyday money with political ideology. The 10 Sentimo became one of the most circulated coins in the 1970s and early 1980s. Because of this, many were worn down from heavy use, which is why finding sharp details in surviving coins today can be challenging. In the global numismatic community, the 1977 10 Sentimo may not be among the most valuable coins, but it is significant in terms of historical context. It reflects the Philippines' unique journey of political transformation, cultural pride, and economic challenges. We will uncover the rich and fascinating history of the Philippine 5 Sentimo coin minted in 1968, a small yet powerful piece of metal that carries decades of cultural, political, and economic significance. At first glance, this coin may look ordinary, but when we peel back the layers of history, we find stories of transition, identity, and resilience embedded in its design and circulation. Prepare yourself, because this journey into the past will show you how even the tiniest coin can reflect the soul of a nation. The year 1968 was a significant period in Philippine history. The country was under the leadership of President Ferdinand Marcos, who had begun his first term just a few years earlier. This was a time of rapid modernization, infrastructure projects, and political maneuvering. The economy was shifting, and so was the nation's sense of identity. Coins like the 5 Sentimo played their role in everyday life, connecting the government's vision with the daily exchanges of ordinary Filipinos. The 1968 5 Sentimo coin belongs to the Filipino series of coins, introduced by the Central Bank of the Philippines in 1967. This series replaced the English series that had been in use since the post-war years. The shift from English inscriptions to Filipino language inscriptions was deliberate. It was part of a wider cultural move to promote national identity and pride. By introducing coins with the word Republika and Pilipinas, the government reinforced the Filipino language as a unifying symbol. On the obverse of the coin, you'll find the profile of Melchora Aquino, fondly remembered as the mother of the Katipunan. She played a vital role during the Philippine Revolution by supporting the Katipuneros with food, shelter, and encouragement. Choosing Aquino for the 5 Sentimo coin was symbolic. It placed women and their contributions at the center of the nation's historical memory, something that was not very common at the time. The reverse side of the coin displayed the seal of the Central Bank of the Philippines, a symbol of authority and economic stability. The presence of this seal not only represented the government's legitimacy but also its responsibility for guiding the financial system during a time of global and regional economic shifts. Every Filipino who held this coin was holding the state's assurance of stability. The coin itself was minted in bronze and had a small diameter, making it light and easy to carry. Although its purchasing power was modest, it played a crucial role in the everyday economy. In the late 1960s, a few Sentimo could buy simple goods like candies, bread, or small household items. Children in particular treasured these coins, often using them for snacks after school or saving them in piggy banks. Beyond its economic function, the coin also became a witness to history. Coins World. Today we dive into the fascinating journey of the Philippine 1 Piso coin from 1978, a piece of currency that may look ordinary at first glance but actually carries decades of history, cultural meaning, and collector intrigue. Get ready, because by the end of this deep exploration, you'll never look at the 1978 Piso the same way again. The 1 Piso coin has always been more than just a medium of exchange in the Philippines. It represents stability, national pride, and the ever-changing economic tides of the nation. The 1978 Piso is particularly important because it was minted during a time of political and economic shifts under President Ferdinand Marcos, marking an era of great transition. On the obverse of the 1978 1 Piso coin, we see the portrait of Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines. Rizal is celebrated not only as a writer and reformist, but as the intellectual force whose ideas sparked the Philippine Revolution against Spain. His presence on the coin reflects the values of freedom, intellect, and sacrifice that every Filipino holds dear. The reverse side of the coin displays the national seal of the Philippines, showcasing the sun, stars, and eagle. This imagery reflects unity, sovereignty, and independence. For many Filipinos who use this coin daily, it was more than metal, it was a reminder of national identity and resilience. The 1978 issue was struck in nickel brass, giving it a golden color that stood out in circulation. This composition not only made the coin durable but also visually distinct from smaller denominations. Its size and shine made it instantly recognizable in the pockets of millions of Filipinos. During the late 1970s, the Philippine economy faced inflationary pressures. Currency reform was a necessary step to keep up with the demands of trade and daily life. The introduction of durable and distinctive 1 piso coins was part of the central bank's effort to modernize the country's currency system. The year 1978 itself holds a unique place in Philippine history. It was a time when the Philippines was under martial law, and the economy was tightly controlled. Despite challenges, the production of coins continued strongly to support the nation's growing population and rising demand for money in circulation. Collectors today are drawn to the 1978 piso not only for its design but also because it symbolizes an era. Coins are time capsules, and this one captures the essence of life in the Philippines. During the late 70s, every scratch or shine on the coin tells a story of markets, wages, and the hands it passed through. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1978 1 piso is its minting figures. Millions were produced, making it a common coin at the time. However, finding one today in uncirculated condition, with its golden glow intact, is much harder than people think. Time has worn most of them down, making pristine pieces highly desirable. For numismatists or serious coin collectors, the 1978 piso holds charm because it represents the second decade of the piso coinage system. Compared to earlier issues, the 1978 pieces show improvements in minting technology, giving sharper details on Rizal's portrait and the national seal. The peso has always been at the heart of the Philippine economy, and each version tells the story of the country's financial journey. The 1978 piso highlights the resilience of Filipinos during times of uncertainty, and this is what makes the coin not just collectible but deeply meaningful. When studying coins like this, condition matters greatly. A circulated 1978 piso may only hold sentimental or small collector value, but a brilliant uncirculated example graded by a professional service can surprise collectors with how much they're willing to pay. It is also worth noting that coins from the Marcos era Philippines often attract international attention because they are linked to a period of global headlines and political events. Collectors outside the Philippines seek them for their historical significance, not just their design. Beyond monetary value, coins like the 1978 piso act as tools for education. They spark interest in history among younger generations, who may otherwise overlook this period. Holding a coin from 1978 brings the past into the present, bridging generations. Another fascinating aspect is how the design of the piso evolved in the years following 1978. Later issues would undergo size reductions, material changes, and even complete redesigns. This makes the 1978 piso a part of the Golden Era series, a reminder of when coins were larger and more visually striking. The 1978 piso circulated widely in markets, jeepney fairs, sari-sari stores, and schools. For many Filipinos, it was the coin of daily life, present in every purchase. This everyday presence gave it a sentimental value that lasts even today among those who grew up during the era. Collectors also point out that the 1978 piso is a great coin for beginners. It is affordable in circulated condition, widely available, yet rich in history. For advanced collectors, hunting for high-grade examples or mint errors adds to the thrill. Speaking of errors, certain 1978 piso coins show misstrikes, off-center designs, or planchette flaws. These rare mistakes drastically increase their value. Error coins are like accidental art pieces of numismatics, and collectors chase them with enthusiasm. In terms of global value, listings on eBay and other coin markets show that common circulated examples often sell for modest amounts. However, uncirculated coins, proof-like specimens, or error varieties